class 7. This is the continuation part of your previous video. In previous video we started modal verbs and we also explained that that means permission. That means when we are taking permission, what are the modal verbs we should use, that we have discussed. Now we are going to discuss about the ability. That means when we are expressing someone's ability, so what that time what would be the modal verbs appropriate for the writing. So here you can see I have written ability and after that can, could, be able to. These are the most important modal verbs for expressing ability. Now the idea of ability is expressed by can. We know that I can do, he can drive. That means ability. We have the ability of driving. I can drive. That means I can drive. So I have the ability of driving. So this is in this sense, can means be able to, also be capable of, know how to. Ability is the past in expressed by could. We know that when we are expressing could, that means it is past tense. So now can and could also expressed by opportunity. Okay, when we are saying that can and could, these verbs, that means here we can also expressing the sense of opportunity. Now for the first sentence you can see Patel can keep wickets. Okay, Patel can keep wickets. Patel can keep wicket. So here you see Patel is able to keep wicket. We know that. Okay. So Patel can, here is the modal verb. Patel can keep wickets means Patel is able to keep wicket. Patel knows how to keep wickets. But this sentence may also mean Patel has the opportunity to keep wickets. That means Patel can keep wickets. We know that that means Patel has the ability to keep wickets. Number one. Number two, that we can say that also Patel knows that how to keep the wickets. Or number three, that it is having the opportunity, that Patel is having the opportunity to keep the wickets. With this sentence, we can express the these three feelings. So now, if we write Patel could keep wickets. Okay, if we write Patel could keep wickets, that means here you see could is the first thing, that is could is the past form. So that means he knew how to keep wickets. Number one. The second is that I have written Patel could keep wickets. So could means you know that is the past form of can. So could here you can say that he knew how to keep the wickets. Now what I am going to express, please see the board, very mind with me. Now if I say Patel could keep wickets, see, Patel could keep wickets, okay, and second that Patel was able to keep wickets. Now in these two sentences you just see that there is slight a difference. What is the difference? The first sentence, Patel could keep wickets, here that means Patel knew how to keep wickets, but the second sentence it is written that Patel was able to keep wickets. That means Patel actually kept the wicket. Was able to means that he did it. Was able to means he could do. He could do means that he actually did it. Was able to keep it wicket means here that he actually kept wicket. But in the first sentence we don't know whether he has whether he could keep the wickets or not. That is not clear to us. But in the second sentence it is clear that he has kept the wicket. Okay, there is also some differences. In this way, when you get the sentences, when you practice, it will be clear to you also. Okay. Now, another thing also we should learn, that is possibility. Possibility and should use in possibility. The three main modal verbs, that may, might and also could. May, might and could. With these three modal verbs we express the feelings of possibility. Okay. Now if I say don't worry, your purse may be in your bag. See, don't worry, your purse may be in your bag. Now where is the that means where is the modal verb? May. Okay, may is the modal verb. Now you see here, don't worry, your purse may be in your bag. So here with the word may, I am expressing the possibility that there is a possibility that my purse could be in my bag. Okay, there is a possibility. So that is why we are writing may. Suppose if I write with could. See, I have written two sentences here. Well, I am glad she could come yesterday. So here the verb, modal verb is could. She could come tomorrow. Here is also a verb, modal verb could. But there is a slight difference. What are the differences? You see, here in the first sentence I am glad she could come yesterday. She could come yesterday. It is the ability in the past. Ability is there. Possibility is there in the past. Okay. She could come yesterday. But if I say that she could come tomorrow. She could come tomorrow. That means it is the possibility in the, a very weak possibility in the future. If I write she come tomorrow, that means she will come. But if I write she could come tomorrow, a very weak possibility is there that she will come tomorrow. Okay. But in the first sentence I am glad she could come yesterday. She could come yesterday means it is she could come. That means it is the ability. It is not the possibility. I am telling it. It is not the possibility. It is ability. Okay. Students, you can see here I have written suggestion, advice, duty. Here in these three sentences we can write should or to. This kind of modals. Okay. Now the first thing you can see that if I say that should we start packing the luggage. So if I write, see, should we start packing the luggage. So what do you mean? What does it mean? It means that should we start packing the luggage? It is just a suggestion. Okay, it is just a suggestion. So we can write it is a suggestion. Suppose if I say you should try to reduce your weight. If I say you should try to reduce your weight, what does it mean? It means that I am advising something. Okay, I am advising something. So you see that should is used to express suggestion or advice. This word should, this is expressing with the sense of suggestion or the advice. So suggestion I have written. If I say, I am saying this that you should try to reduce your weight. Try to reduce your weight. You should. Should means here I am not giving any suggestion. I am advising you. Okay. So here that means should word, should modal verb should be used in case of what to say, that when we are suggesting or when we are giving the advice. Now you can see here that I have written ought to. Ought to, what does it mean? Ought to is a little stronger than should. It suggests that something is the right thing to do. It also conveys a sense of duty. Should means we should know that it is should and ought to. What are the difference? What is the difference? Main difference. Main difference is that should is much weaker. Should is weaker and here ought to is much strong. It is stronger. stronger than should. When we are saying that it is our duty, that time we should use this ought to. Suppose like if I write, you should take care of your old parents. Suppose if I say, you should take care of your parents. Okay. Now see, you should take care of your parents. Here it is the complete, it is having a complete meaning. But if I write instead of should or to, it will be the perfect sentence. Why? I have told you when we are expressing our duty and this kind of thing, so we should write ought to, not should, because ought to is much stronger than the word should. So you ought to take care of your parents.